Hey everybody, how you doing today? Well, this is just Bob being Bob. I really there's several things that I wanted to talk about today, but I'm gonna forego that for another time. I actually wanted to talk about high cost of food, high cost of gas. Yeah, I mean, one of these questions, and maybe just keep this in mind, is that how in the heck, and this is not the topic today, how in the heck can the gas that a gas station has in the ground all of a sudden jump 20 cents? They didn't pay any more for it. It's in the ground. They already paid for it. I've never understood that. I have never understood that. How we as consumers, we just get, it's just like, oh, here, more. And then all these people, they're out there, smoking these big fat cigars and on golf courses and all this other crap. And you're like, we're here starving our asses off. Excuse the language. I mean, I'm not starving. I mean, look at me. I'm kind of a big person, right? But no, that we are gonna get into that. I mean, I don't want to get into the big rant today on that. Today's topic is how many of you out there has ever gotten out of bed? I'm sure all of you have gotten out of bed. Well, maybe not. I mean, I shouldn't use that term so lightly. How many of you got up, you started your day, and the first thing, something happened, and then it's just like a chain event, like just one thing right after another. Just everything just kind of blows up. Well, that was my day so far. I actually just wanted to get back into bed and go back to sleep, maybe wake up. Hopefully wake up. Wake up and hope it all went away. I mean, in the whole scheme of things, it wasn't all that bad, but it's one of them things that's like, wow. So I'm going to tell you the story of my day, in which you might think, well, this is kind of pity. Not really. Well, to me it ain't. I mean, maybe it is to some. Well, I got up a little later, probably 15-20 minutes later, and I don't know, I was unable to do what I usually do in the morning. The bathroom was kind of occupied. So I'm already threw off my game. I guess that's my game. I don't know. I guess it is. I don't know. But anyhow, I can't. So I go ahead and I make a cup of coffee and I sit down, and then the dogs. Anyhow, that's probably usual stuff. But as soon as I sat down, the dogs went out. One wouldn't come out of the pen for my wife, and wanted out of the pen when I got up. Not when I walked by the dog. Wait until I got a cup of coffee and sat down. So anyhow, and I know that's that's nothing, right? It really ain't. I mean, I shouldn't even be fussing about it because it's nothing. But anyhow, I got up and let the dog, Scrappy, out of the pen. Teddy and Scrappy both went outside. I went back down. I went and sat back down and started drinking my coffee. And then my son got up. Of course, then the The bathroom was gone again. So it took a while, but I finally got that all taken care of, right? Well, I come downstairs, and every morning, I mean, I do the same. I since I've been retired, it's just like kind of work, I'm in a routine. And maybe some of you are too. I mean, everybody has a routine, right? So I come downstairs, and the first thing I usually do is I usually make my daily short for my DIY channel. All right. So here I sit down, and I go, and I'm looking at. I usually do short based on a series that I'm doing, or the video of the week, or something like that. I usually take a little clip out of it. Nothing real, it's just I'm trying to pull people into the big video. I don't know if it works. It's something I'm doing, trying. Anyhow, that's my routine. So I go out there and I go to the drive that I have this week's video on, and nothing's there. Nothing is on that drive besides a copy of Windows. Well, yesterday I made a boo-boo, I guess. Trying to this week's or next week's video in the DIY channel is updating a computer to Windows 11 that may not be, it doesn't pass Microsoft's test, right? So, in the whole scheme of things, basically, I don't know what I clicked, and I don't remember doing it, but apparently I installed Windows, a copy of Windows, formatted it, and everything to where it would boot on my video, one of my video hard drives. So it was all gone. Well, I have some recovery software, so I fired it up and went to the application or the part of the program that it's recovery. So I went in and I started up to scan the drive to see if we could recover a partition or anything that was there before I did a bonehead move, right? Well, that started, all right? I started that program, and it takes a lot of resources on the computer. But anyhow, what I still was trying to do is I was trying to search for the footage, because I have these little zip drives, these little bitty drives here, and I was pulling them up and putting them in and trying to find the footage that I wanted to use for my short. Well, that just didn't work because this other program was eating up all the resources, and I just couldn't read it. And this thing was moving like molasses in January. It wasn't going very fast. So my better half, I said, well, okay, I'll go do something else. I hadn't exercised yet. It's out of my routine. But what I did first, though, before I went in there, I did Duolingo. I mean, I do Duolingo every day for about 15 minutes. Am I learning nothing? I don't know. I try. I think it's just try to keep my brain active. I don't know. Anyhow, I spent my 15 minutes doing Duolingo, and I looked at the program, and it was at, I don't know, like 8%. It's like, okay, well, after about a half hour, it's at 8%, so this is going to take a while, right? So that's when I decided, I'm going to go exercise. And before I went to exercise, Olga, my wife, she told me, she said the water did not seem soft today. And it's funny because I can't really tell the difference, but she can. And so I said, well, maybe it's low on salt or whatever, right? So before I go exercise, I go into the room where the water softener is, and I open up the lid, and the brine tank's full of water. Well, this ain't right. So I said, well, let's, I guess it wasn't completely full. It was about half full, but usually there's no water in it. Very little water in there at all. It's only like 4 years old, and I keep it clean. So it runs pretty good. So anyhow, I said, this ain't right. So I said, well, maybe it just got something happened during a quick search on my phone. Well, there's several possible reasons, and the one that I thought it might be was in the list, and that was a clog going into the brine tank. Because we have a high iron content around here, I've had to do it on the iron curtain that I got next to it, and what I've had to clean it a few times. But anyhow, what I said, well, maybe it got interrupted. So the first thing I did is I started regen cycle. Well, I think this takes 2-3 hours. It takes forever. So I went ahead and I started it, and I went in and I did my exercise. I do like 20 minutes on the treadmill, and I do some weightlifting and a few other things. So I got it all done. I think it was probably 45-50 minutes after that. After I started, I think it takes about 50 minutes. So what I first did is, after I was done, I come into the office where I'm at right now, and I looked at my computer, and I think it was at like 25%. I still can't do anything on the computer. It's only 25%. So my day is just all cattywampus, right? And so after that 25%, I said, okay, now what can I do now? So here's what I do is I actually go out and I play with another computer, and I say, okay, I got this computer that I'm going to use for a backup system. So in case I do delete drives like that, it'll back it up, because I don't have a big enough backup system on my server. So I was planning on using this other system. I have some SAS drives in there, and I was planning on using it. It has Windows 10 on. I was planning on using it for a backup system. But Windows 10, of course, goes away, or the security goes away on 14th. So I said, okay, let's upgrade this to Windows 11. So I throw it up on the bench, and I start the process, and it takes forever and a day because the computer is not that fast, right? Well, I'm using a little wireless thing to get at some network stuff. I finally got a copy of Windows 11 loaded on the hard drive, and there's a program called Flyby that really does a really good job in installing or updating older computers for Windows 11. So what you do is you just start running that program, and it'll tell you what the probability of being upgraded or not. And that's not, Microsoft says no, but most of the time you can still upgrade them. Well, this came back as it could not be upgraded. I got looking, it was like from 2008. So, well, no wonder it's so slow. But it's actually a good computer. I mean, it would have worked fine for a backup type system. But I can't leave it hooked to a network if it can't get security updates. I just can't do it. So now here's where we got. I've lost a hard drive that had all my week's filming on it, and several other things, several other weeks of filming. I can't upgrade a machine that I wanted to upgrade to Windows 11 to make a new backup system. I can't do that. And the water softener's broke. So here it is. It's morning. It's not even 9 o'clock here, and it's just like nothing's going right. Should I just go back to bed? I mean, I want to know what you do. What do you do? In the comments below, what do you do on bad days like this when things just start going bad? Me, I just kind of like, I don't get mad about it. I kind of like, come on. You got to try to get positive about things like this because there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing. I mean, it's funny how and I'm not going to get serious here at all, but it's funny how in life when one thing happens, another thing happens, another thing happens, and it's just like it's really weird that way. But anyhow, I just look at it like, it is what it is. Let's not get upset about it. Let's just try to fix it. Well, I'm going to go back to my scan. I think it took like 3 hours. 3 hours to scan this drive. And of course it came up with nothing. So the data's gone, which it is what it is. I have some of it on some of these little drives, so I can recreate some of it. I do have the videos out there on YouTube, so if I actually need to do anything, I can use that. It's not the end of the world, but it's kind of frustrating. A lot of work. You had little things that I didn't include in the video that were on this that now go on, but I need to be more responsible. I mean, it's just one thing. Well, after a few hours, the water softener ran through its cycle, and it still had a bunch of water in the brine tank. So I ended up having to tear it all the way apart, and take the valves out of it, and clean it up, and put it back together. Well, it's running now. It looks like it's running. I just checked it before I started this video. There was no excess water in the brine tank. It sucked it down. So I'm hoping that everything is good. I think it will be. As far as the other computer, as far as the backup computer, I'll have to find something else. So, the day, I guess, I'm just not used to bad days, I guess. Well, but the point is, if you haven't subscribed, share, like, whatever. The point of this, the whole point of this, Bob being Bob, is to create conversations. Is to create, how do you people handle bad stuff? I mean, it seems like if in my life, if I get upset about something, that then it just seems like I keep getting it, just one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. You got to reset. So, I mean, again, this is not really a fuss. It's not really anything, just me telling a story. Probably to get it off my chest. Nobody else is around. The dogs don't like listening to me. They actually go in the other room and sleep. So, my wife, well, she's working. And when she gets home, I probably forgot about all this. So, no, I didn't forget. It's just I don't want to bug her with stuff. She has other things to worry about. But anyhow, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I think I'm going to wrap this one up this week. Appreciate everybody. And till next time, God bless.